Welcome to the Scrubs of Southtown, a KOF podcast. Today we have a very, very, very special guest. Violent Kain is joining us.
Hello, guys. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
no problem. Glad to
We're
have
really
you here.
glad to
Thank
have
you
you
for
here.
your time. Actually, it means a lot to
No
us,
problem.
and I'm pretty sure the community will be happy. Be able to listen to you, and I guess the insight and other information you could provide us during this podcast.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man, you've done a very good job of leveling up your scene out there and getting very good tournament placings and being consistent, even in online tournaments and stuff like that. It's very impressive. So I'm hoping we can dig in and scratch up that noggin of yours a little bit and see if we can get some man, what's the word? I'm losing it. Anywho, we'll just move on. So
tech and information.
there you go. Sorry. But yeah, I would love to know, because TGS happened this weekend, and I've been sifting through a ton of like cell phone footage of people just playing the game and recording it over the shoulder and stuff. How are you excited about this? And let me know your feelings, man.
I'm really liking the game so far.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I have disliked is the Shatter Strike mechanic.
The Shatter Strike
The
mechanic?
Shatter Strike, well, not the mechanic at all. I just wanna emphasize in the bar recovery when it hits.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that max mode is used as it is.
Is useless, you think?
If you do Shadow Strike and all the combos, you can get half bar easy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you end the combo, you're gonna get your bar back, your whole bar back. Even there's a video where someone does a combo with Terry, and Terry ends with more bar than he started. So
oh wow,
that's what I'm not liking. But
I've seen a lot
of. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that too, like where people will do Shatter Strike and then end up with just about the same amount of meter. I haven't seen the corner carry on a lot of the characters yet, but I've seen a lot of the damage scaling that happens when they do that, if they try to go into super and other stuff. I know that really doesn't matter when you're trying to go for a setup right after, because you have the same amount or more bar afterwards, but I think that one small thing of like you can't Shatter Strike and then go into super and get the monstrous damage is like the only thing that's making me kind of okay with the fact that happens. But at the same time, I can see what you're talking about. Like when you start getting into the deep nitty gritty mix up, I think that's going to be a big problem. If we can't come up with OSs in defense against it.
Like I feel like the it rewards you a little too much, because like you're getting damage for spending meter, and then you're getting a reward for using a Shatter Strike. You know what I'm saying? And there was a combo where a guy did 2 Shatter Strikes with Keo in the same combo and was still able to juggle with a DP at the end. So it was like hit confirm, Shatter Strike, the up kicks, then he did another Shatter Strike as he was falling, and when the Shatter Strike hit him, he was still able to DP. So he wasted, So now we haven't seen other characters yet. That's why, like I see it like they should not give you like half a bar, because once people start labbing, you're gonna start seeing combos that may use 2 Shatter Strikes in a juggle, and they get a whole meter back, being able to land it in a combo, and it's definitely gonna. I think there may be an imbalance of like characters in general, right?
Yeah.
So now it's just like with people who can't combo like that, like I just think that they're gonna fall the bottom of the tier list. Like, like why play those characters if, for example, like Kyo, Shune, or whoever is able to land 2 Shatter Strike in one combo? Like, why not play them? Like the incentive is just too good to not to.
Yeah, no, I now see with the more information y'all are bringing me, I feel I was misinformed with my last statement. But yeah, like I think that it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But I do want to see a change. If you can actually get meter and use 2 Shatter Strikes in the same combo and it doesn't really like hurt you, that's a little ridiculous. Especially if you get like corner carry with someone like Kyo, with getting those up kicks and DPs and supers right after.
Yeah, the thing is that Well, yeah, after you do a shadow strike, you get like a decent amount of scaling.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is the bar recovery. Uh, when you add mechanics like that, you have to add some risk to it.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any risk, you're gonna keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, and you're gonna always win. And also, I was saying that I get the feeling that max mode it is unusable now because you can do EX moves outside of max mode and you have the shadow strike. And yeah, and actually, the Japanese player SR uploaded a video to Twitter
Mm-hmm.
with a Leona combo that he does like, if I remember correctly, like 3x, and he recovers the bar, and then he does a super cancel with a level 2 super, and he only spends 2 bars,
Oh
if I
wow,
remember
that's
correctly.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get on this tech. You got it. I have to find out where that is. Just been posted on Twitter, right?
I can give you the link if you want to watch.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I could see if I
Oh
can
yeah,
bring
go
it
throw
up
it
for
on
the
stream
channel.
too, right? So everyone could take a look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've been seeing, yeah, I'd seen a Leodo combo where you know how she does a combo and she puts the earring on you or that thing and it allows him to juggle like all the way to the corner. I was like, that is crazy. So like I am pretty excited how just seeing that in general. I hope there's a little bit more creativity in combos because I feel like in 14 there's like a certain meta in combos that everyone just usually go because it's most
Yeah.
optimal. So I'm hoping now like we have to use EXs, then the shatter strikes, and maybe later on down the line, because I know that like in quick max, it's kind of different now, right? Like, so I noticed when you do a super in quick max, it uses the max mode bar that you activate.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away from the your actual meter. So I want to see how that plays out. Maybe quick max. I know we're saying it looks kind of weak right now. It does. I think so, but maybe SNK will adjust to it, and I think I hope they adjust to it because like I think quick max, right? I think you should be rewarded for landing a clean hit and then opting to go into it. So hopefully they do make an incentive to actually go into that. Maybe Shadow Strike won't be so strong, like nerfing the gain for
Yeah.
using it in hit confirm. And like we'll see how it goes because I know the players didn't really have time to go into super because I have a feeling that like depending on where your character is, like for the way how I see it, I think your first character may be using a lot of EXs, which is great because it only takes half a bar, and I like the pace that you could go with it. And then your anchor, like you know how the max mode gauge increased. I think we're gonna start seeing a lot of hit confirms with some nice EXs. Then it's going to go into level 1 super, and it may lead into a level 2 or a climax super. So I think we're gonna see tons of damage, and who knows? Like I think it's gonna be kind of creative if they still continue up in that route.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting to see how that like develops. I feel like right now where I would see its most value is in far range pokes and confirming or like, but even then if it doesn't work out, that's 2 bars you spent to like just make your opponent block.
Right. So we'll have to see about that.
Yeah. I
I
do agree.
Yeah, I correct myself from that combo. It is just 2 EX moves and then 1 level.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right.
And that was
2
2
bars.
bars.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be. Well, it depends on. I guess it depends how much maximum meter you have. So I guess like
Oh,
it's gonna change as I guess like your point character, your second character, and your third character, right?
well, that doesn't matter because you're doing it outside maximum.
Oh yeah,
That
that's true.
Yeah, it's just
that's
2
only
EXs.
important if you use maximum.
Ah, I see. Yeah, true that. Sorry, I didn't hear you clearly.
I posted the video in KOF Tech channel,
Oh, okay, cool. I'll bring it up right now.
Ooh, sick.
and yeah, it is a really huge damage for 2 bars, and you don't even need to use Shadow Strike or use max mode. So these are things that I get the feeling that SNK should like take care of because I kind of feel they want the game to come out a little balanced, not as broken as 14 when it came out.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous. Oh, freaking Robert. I kind of do miss those juggles that he had like in 1.0 when he came out compared to like how he is now. Then Yuri, he did a lot of damage too, right? And K, where he could juggle you anywhere, like with the Ein Trigger to the up kicks. K was pretty busted, I think. Well, probably not busted, but he was pretty strong. But yeah, they definitely need to balance it out. Hopefully, a lot better. I just hope that they gave Terry a little bit more tools though in 15, because that boy's lacking since what? When was it? Last KOF he was good? 97?
What? That
Yeah.
long?
Yeah, 97 he was top tier. Then
Right.
he was good at 98. And then after that, they forgot about Terry.
Right? Our boy needs some love.
They gave him a costume
But-
in this one.
Actually, in all the matches I watched, though, 15, he looks like as far in this demo, in this patch, or whatever you want to call it, he's top tier.
He looks very
You think he
solid
looks top
for
tier?
sure.
It's because like the way I see it, like he doesn't really. I mean, we haven't seen other characters, but he does look like he hits hard like a truck. Like to me, he looks like a good point character. Like he has nice hit confirms. Forward A is now cancelable. Like now he gets a hard knockdown and he's in front of your face after the power dump. Yeah, it looks good, and I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and actually, that's why I posted that I'm maining Terry again, because I really tried in 14, but the thing is that he was kind of good when 14 came out, and then I don't know why SNK kept nerfing him, so I stopped playing him because it made no sense.
They wanted more people to play Alice and Shune, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah, 14 like when he first came out, it was good. Light burn knuckle was hard knockdown. He got a lot of mix, but he doesn't really have an overhead. Like you don't have to worry too much about him.
He's pretty solid. Like I like the changes they made to him too with power dunk, and like he recovers pretty well from certain situations. Like I'm liking Terry and like how he's moving around the screen. I see a lot of players having difficulty just getting in, so it'll be cool to see how he develops.
He looked like he plays pretty well mid range. Look like he gets rewarded if he gets a knockdown on you, and he's just like right in front of your face already, and I like that. That hit confirm that they brought back with the power charge to the power dump. That was fantastic. He definitely needed something like that.
So
I get the feeling that cancel was fan service, because he doesn't need that. He doesn't need that. But he's pretty busted because he has now 2 DPs. Rising Tackle is not a chargeable move. It is a DP now. That's gonna change his meta a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I could definitely see him having a stronger like anti-air 2 game because of that, right? And like down forward C has always been pretty solid, so he has 3 really good options. Like if he decides to stay grounded, and now the Rising Tackle is a DP motion. I kind of like that. Like now, I don't have to be crouching, risking getting hit like by instant overheads from Leona, and like certain things like that.
And
You still have to worry
I
about it.
saw the back knuckle is cancelable.
The burn knuckle is?
Back knuckle.
Oh, the back knuckle.
Forward
Yeah,
A?
the forward A. That's why I
Gotcha.
love it too. Now the only thing I wish what they did was test, like I didn't see. You know how in 14 you could do crouch A to forward A? I wonder if that works in 15, if that combo. Because that will make them pretty good, because like, you know how sometimes you do crouch B, crouch A, then down forward C? That uppercut punch misses. But if he could combo from forward A in 15, that will actually make him a lot better too, because now I don't have to worry about down forward C missing off of hit confirm. I could let that back knuckle hit him, then I could go into like a burn knuckle or the power charge to the power dump.
Well, you don't got to worry about any of that. Just Shatter Strike.
Right? But yeah.
Yeah, and also Shatter Strike is not invincible. It has a lot of guard points, but it is not invincible with lows, and you can grab it when it starts.
So you can like empty
So-
jump low it, or like empty jump throw OS or something like that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot
I
of
get the
people didn't
feeling
want
that-
it to core break the game. You know, like having like a focus attack in the middle of KOF would like shake things up a lot. So I'm glad at least that you get KOF answers to it instead of having to come up with something new.
Yeah, actually, in my stream, someone was joking that they don't like that they changed the effect when you activate EX moves. So they kinda feel it is a Street Fighter because they are yellow now. They are not blue,
Oh,
and people are saying that's why Ora is in it, because he wants Street Fighter 4 back.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Oh man. So while we have a second, I got the clip up now. So I'll take a peek at this. This was 2 EX moves and 2 bars, right? You said the meter comes back here. So we'll take a peek at this. Dang, she gets the bar back off that, throws the earring again, does that, builds the extra bar.
30 EX,
Oh my god.
3
Yeah,
EX, and 1 bar. And he does kinda 60-70%.
Damn. So where is he
60%.
building that back? He started with an EX, right? The EX earring into that, which built 20%, into Moon Slasher and the earring blowing up, giving like a 30% almost. Oh man, and then you just use it and you build it back. Wow. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy. I've seen this before, but I never thought like, oh, the damage might be different or something.
Maybe they gotta stick with 1 bar EX.
Yeah,
instead
1
of
bar
half,
EX.
half a bar.
I
Maybe-
like the half a bar because, well, I love that they made that change to Dragon Ball at least. I'm kind of excited because I love being crazy in neutral. I love playing around. Like I really want to see what happens when I Tiger Knee EX air dash with Shune, right, on Wake Up to crush lows or something. Like I want to play around with that. Give me half a bar. But if they made it so you didn't like build meter as much after you did it, I think that would probably like even that out, because getting that meter back I think is probably like some of the biggest stuff, right? Even with Shatter Strike, like in the middle of your combo you get it back.
Maybe they could nerf the bar recovery when you start using EX moves, so you can recover less bar. That could even the things out.
Yeah, because if you're using an EX move and you get a combo for it and you're building back that EX move, I mean, you're gonna get a situation afterwards, probably, especially if you optimize it. So that's a pretty scary spot to think about, is like you can compound advantage like through the round just by using 1 bar and getting it all back.
Because what's crazy about like how Violent Kain said, like I agree, like I think they may have to nerf the meter gain after using the EX and combo, because once you start playing against characters like Luong,
Oh my
she's
god, I didn't even think about
right,
that.
right? So she's gonna have those fast, like almost instant overheads that you have to react to. So if it's only half a meter, and if she gets like a few juggles right after that, like think about how much meter she's building. Even if she builds like a third bar to half of not a third bar, but like, you know, a quarter bar, even after hitting you with an EX move, you like you have to like be aware again. Now you're knocked down, and if she has another meter, she could go for another insta head or low mix, and then you're just gonna be in a blender, and she's gonna have meters to just keep being very oppressive. So like that's why I do agree that like there had to be something like where they kind of like make meter gain harder, because like certain characters will be super oppressive, and like they're gonna have meter and they're gonna keep using against you, like, you know, like guard Shatter Strikes becomes available, and if they guess right, you trying to defend yourself, they're getting a meter to be even more oppressive, you know. Like, they definitely have to work on a balance. That's why like I was a little scared when they make EX meters, like EX usage like half a bar, because like it may make other characters like have more options and fight against top tiers, but at the same time they could use that against you, and their tools may be a lot better.
I can imagine Kim with half a bar just being crazy. You know, it'd be 13 over again, but no hyperdrive needed.
I was speaking to Rose about this, and I think we agreed on something that EX moves shouldn't do guard damage. So that would maybe even things out. Because the problem with Kim in 14 is that you got Anchor Kim, Romax, and then do Hangetsu-san until the guard breaks.
Yeah.
And then you still have one EX to do a combo.
Oh yeah,
That's
it is
pretty crazy,
ridiculous, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a cool change if they made it so it either didn't make it or like gave a lot less. Or there was a way to like not instant block, because that's probably a little crazy, but like some way to negate as much of the block stun you're getting, because you can't just be crazy and roll out. He's gonna react. You're dead for it. No, but I'm pretty excited for 15. Everything I've been seeing, like I want to see more of Isla, and the stuff she can do. I've seen a lot of like the combos and whatnot. I just want to see how she plays out neutral a lot more. There's like so many 5.5 hour videos that I just have to sit down and watch, and of like random people playing it at TGS. But I can't wait till that game comes out, man. I'm so excited. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, same here. I just been watching Dune upload his videos and like watch the videos that he posted, because he has like 2-3 videos of him just having matches with people. It's been great content.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and this from a fighting perspective, her design is really, really good. That I actually, when people ask me about Yuri, I say he's top tier because that's how he fights. His design, like he gets benefits from the system KOF has. So I get the feeling that Isla has the same type of design, and she's gonna be really good even if they nerf her ass off.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a lot of her
totally
buttons and like the double jump stuff. Like there's going to be a lot of neutral heavy game plans built around her and ways to stop her from do that too. Like there's going to be a lot of call outs, and it's going to be a very decisive character, I think, when the game starts really fully releasing and stuff. It's going to be the new Shune. Unless it's Terry, and then everyone's mad at Terry for some reason.
They're always
knows?
well, mad at Terry.
I kind of love Oda now, because now I can see he loves Terry, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him some love. We've been waiting for a, like, he doesn't have to be top tier. I just want him to be more solid than he was before. That's it. I just want him to be a solid character where, like, if I work really hard and then like he has decent tool sets and it just pays off, like where I can actually be able to like fight top tier characters without having too much trouble. Because no lie, some matchups for Terry is fucked up in 14. Like Benny is pretty ridiculous against Terry. Is like that jump D is just like, and stand B.
It is impossible. It is impossible. That matchup is impossible for Terry.
If a Benny knows
I
the
need to
matchup
learn.
well, it's hard.
I need to learn
It's
because I
hard.
fight you all the time and you smoke my Benny with Terry. So you gotta fill me in, bro. You're the one teaching me. I'm supposed to win? What? You try? Okay. You're fair. You have tried a lot, and I'm a little stubborn.
To be honest, it's just
the key for beating Terry with Benny is just try to jump him like semi cross up, like in a spot where Benny doesn't cross up. Terry cannot do anything. Even if Terry tries to do rising tackle, it's gonna cross up and it's not gonna hit.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for the knowledge.
And if you do full jumps, if Terry's on the corner and you do full jumps with Benimaru, Terry cannot do anything. Just block.
Really? He can't like jab me out or anything? Dang.
No.
Man. See, this is the kind of stuff that I need to know. Like doing full jumps over people to bait the reaction to the character. Like that's the level of the game that I haven't even started entrenching myself with yet, or entrenching myself in yet. That's so cool, though.
Yeah. And even if a Terry player tries to do Rising Upper, he's gonna get hit. Rising Upper doesn't work.
Mm.
That's why that matchup is like hell for Terry.
Yep, I agree. And it's hard to get in on Benny because air to air, Benny wins like literally 90% of the time. And if you do trade for his jump D, like what, you gonna trade at best with a jump B? Yes, is that in your favor on the trades either way too?
Yeah, so you can't chip him out.
And also, if a Terry player tries to burn knuckle, like see burn knuckle from far away, if you react with the command grab, that's a 100% punish.
Oh my god, I've done that once and I popped off. I popped off in my room right here and I almost broke something because I was playing Mr. Flamenco. Dude, oh man, no. Okay, so I'm not good. I'm trying to be good, but I'm not good yet. What's funny is actually the first fight I ever had like in tournament was against you. Like Sanchez was like, "Hey, you've never played someone in KOF before, right?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "I got a tournament coming up, get some experience." He's like, "You're up with Violent Kain, let's go." I'm like, "What?" Anywho, but so with Flamenco, he was doing the fireball into burn knuckle, and I was like, "Dude, this doesn't feel real. Like, I have to be able to do. I'm going nuclear." And I ran up and command grabbed it. I dropped my stick and everything. I was like, "Yes." It worked. But he was destroying me for an hour, and so I was like, all right, I figured that out. But that was like the coolest thing. That's just cool, man. That's just so cool. This game is so sick, man. I get so into it when I start playing, man. Sorry, I don't want to monopolize.
Yeah, actually, Benny Maruey, even if they nerfed him like 6 or 7 times, I don't remember. He is really still good. He's in the top 16 of the game.
Yeah, so his frame traps themselves, if you don't know the matchup, like they'll get you destroyed. Like I don't know how many matches I've won when I first started playing, and building like the most basic game plan, doing crouch B, sweep, forward kick into right Jankin. I won so many games just doing that. And then players started to be like, all right, I can throw you in this spot, and I can do that. I can roll out here, and I can hop over this if you mistime it. Or I'm going to try to hop over it every time, because when I do hop, I actually bounce out of the combo instead of just getting knocked down. So it's like there's like layers to it as you get better, but it still stays good from like around start all the way up until you start getting actually punished for it. So man, I love Benny, dude. Benny's such a fun character.
And actually, that matchup for Shune is in Benny's favor, actually. So
really?
He's not that bad. Yeah.
So is that why M Dash still plays? Is that why M Dash still picks Benny once in a while? Because I see that like he doesn't always play Benny all the time, but I noticed M Dash, he does pick Benny and he does pick Robert. Is that a matchup situation when he opted in for those characters?
I don't know about Robert because he's not that good. He's good. He's still playable in a tournament, but he's not that good against top tiers. But Benny, yeah, he has a lot of good matches. As far as I know, he wins against Shune and Blue Mary.
Oh,
dang. Well, I lose against both of those, so I got to match it. I got to lab it.
Really busted.
You see, a lot of the time, so this I guess is a cool segue, I guess, because we talked about this last time with Purist about just like, you know, when someone says, oh, using Jump D is a really good tool and option, right? So with Jump D being busted, right, what do you think that like is the main thing that Jump D does in the matchup? Like, does it stuff them from doing something? Is it more of like they can't get in on him, or is it more of an offensive tool? Like, what do you think on that?
Just by the way the kick is, he wins air to airs. And also, it is a good tool for punishing lows.
Right.
So if an opponent tries to low profile you when you jump, they are gonna get hit. And it has like a good cross of priority. So that's why that's the best tool for Benimaru.
Oh, okay. Okay, then that makes total sense. Like that makes so much more sense than when everyone's tried to explain it to me before. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and well, you have to know that you're risking it for a player who knows how to do DPs.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Exactly.
you have to like jump in, well, just like the mental game.
Yeah, you have to
Don't jump
condition
every
first.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Jumping is scary after you've made them scared of the command grab, and then they don't want to jump out of the command grab. That's when jumping becomes more scary. They want to stay still or they want to roll, and then you know go along with that. But I do see where like I get DP'd a lot. I'm not setting it up when jumping in other stuff. That's cool that's a good nugget of information. I like that. I'm gonna have something to lab when I'm done with this.
Yeah, and the problem with Shunei, that's why I say he loses that much of every character that has a good priority with air to airs beats Shunei because he doesn't have like a good anti-air. And if you beat him when he jumps with D or CD, that's a bad matchup for him.
Yeah. Because I noticed that too. Like, even if I try to like run up and stand ace somebody just to knock him out the air, it doesn't work very well. Or at least it doesn't lead me to anything that really helps me out. I normally get stuffed by a button on the way in or something. So I end up going for call outs instead. So when the air to air match is like really heavy, that's cool though.
Yeah.
Fat boy, are you
What
there,
up?
sir?
Yeah, I was just letting you guys learn about because it seems like what Violent Kain has to offer was greatly benefiting. So I was just letting you guys go at it with
absolutely.
Benny.
Yeah, I
But-
I saw your thing flare up, and then I thought like I couldn't hear you. My fault.
Oh no, it's all good. I was just tapping the button because I was just using computer for other functions.
Oh, got you. Okay. Yeah, man. So like with KOF then, because I'm trying to find a way to bolster up the ranks down in SoCal so we can get more people like invested in KOF and grind it up before 15 comes out. I've like got a little local space down here, and I've been trying to build a very small community of just people who want to grind. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, all these other players around the world have been doing this kind of stuff, and I wanted to kind of pick your brain of like, what do you kind of things that you do to help your community out and strengthen everybody and stuff like that. Sorry, stumbled on words a little bit.
What I just do is I just open a lobby and everybody's welcome. And actually, I've been telling everybody when 15 comes out, I'm gonna grind. I think daily. I would like to say daily, but humans need
Yeah,
to take some rest,
responsibilities.
so.
Yeah.
But like 5 days a week, we can play whenever I stream like 3 hours, 4 hours, and that's how I've been building a community for 14, and I hope that 15 gets huge.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, at least on my end, I'm going to be doing everything I can to make it as huge as possible. I have a couple productions I have in the works that are going to launch as soon as that starts becoming more of a thing. So I'm so excited for this launch, man. It's going to be sick. I hope the game,
And actually,
balances out. Sorry, what's up?
Yeah, and actually, it's gonna get easier with the rollback netcode.
Yes.
I don't have like high hopes that it's gonna be a good rollback netcode, but at least we're gonna have rollback. So that means that we can play people better and even further.
Yeah, regions, like there's so many regions we were talking about on another podcast that just won't get spotlight that now can, because I could probably play with Morocco with like maybe a 4-frame delay and it might be fine and well enough to play. Or maybe it's worse, who knows? But overall,
4-frame is
most of the
really
experience-
good all the way to Morocco. That's amazing.
Hey, I played
Right.
when I played Strive, I played on accidental Wi-Fi, and I had some dude in Japan, and it was 5 frames delay.
Damn, that's not bad at all. But
and then I plugged my Ethernet in afterwards because I felt bad. I forgot.
But like, I hope the netcode is at least decent. Like, to me, it being decent enough, like where all of America from north all the way to down deep south, if America could play, I think that would be amazing. Like, that's all I want, because South America has tons of strong players, and I can't play them because I can't play with the 2-bar. Like, I know some people can, but I just can't. Like, it's hard for me because like the delay, like playing with delay, it fucks with me mentally in a way where like it's hard for me to condition, or hard for me to frame trap. It's hard for me to react and like condition in general, everything, right? Like just playing the player, it makes it hard for me. I can't. Like,
yeah, you have to adjust.
Like
the stuff you've practiced literally won't come out because it's either delayed by a few seconds, or what is on screen has already been there for 8 frames, and you just haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
They've already hit a jab. Like, there's so much mental stuff that goes into it where online is just rough, but yeah.
Yeah. But once that thing opens up, and I hope I could play against like Brazil and, Chile and all that. Those players were on those regions, because dude, they got amazing players, man, and I want to get a piece of that. Who doesn't, right?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that would be amazing, but I kind of feel that's not gonna be possible, because even if I play Chile players, it is really tough to play them in 2K2 UM. So I don't think that's gonna be possible.
Damn.
15.
Well, we could hope, right? If they do, they're shattering our expectations.
Yeah, actually, they could do like tweak some stuff in the game so that it could be a little playable.
Mm-hmm.
At least, I get the feeling that we could play Asian players, and that is gonna be amazing, because
that's
Asian
huge.
players are gods for us.
If I could have a tournament and ET is in our tournament, I'm not saying it's gonna happen.
No, FatBoi, it will. We have to manifest it.
That'd be one of the days.
Just say it, put it in the notebook. ET is gonna join our tournament one day. It's in the list, dude. Just put. You have to believe, man.
Yeah, speaking of ET,
he liked the tweet. He liked the tweet because
I saw that.
He was in the picture with BK. So you know what? Hey, we're almost there. We just gotta get good ass rollback. Good ass rollback.
Right. But yeah, ET, he's an amazing player. I don't know how he does it, but like you just see him pick characters no one would really play in like tournaments, and he plays against high level players and he makes them work. Like he beat M Dash with freaking Banderas. Like what the hell?
It is amazing that he takes the time to find something broken from those characters. Because he found stuff that it is really, really hard to block, like the cross under setups with banderas. So
yeah, because sometimes it's like in front of your, like it's crazy. Yeah, because sometimes he's either in front or behind, and the way how he does those dashes, it's tricky. Like how do you know sometimes? When I watch those matches when he played against freaking what's it called, M Dash, like so you know how they have like clipping and stuff, but sadly like when I ET, the way how he does his videos, the matches he had doesn't really get uploaded as a VOD, and it's for some reason it doesn't do that. I wish like he did, or make it in a way where I could like clip these things, because he has a lot of tech, and these are the techs I want to share to people, because like you know how a lot of people like, look, if you're not gonna be playing for like money, but you're like playing for fun, but you already get discouraged because top tier characters are good and then low tier character sucks. But then like one thing I love about ET, because like when I watch him play casually and he play against, and he play against strong players, they play top tier characters. And if I could clip like little things and show it to people, like I want it to be like an inspiration where people like, damn, if he could do this stuff with lower tier characters, it just proves that, hey, you got to go to the lab and make it work, homie.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna find it for you. If you're the guy that only playing that character, you have to find it. Like no one else like figures that stuff out like ET does, you know. And he's able to do it in a match. Like why can't you do it? Like yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to do it against like better players because the neutral's better, but that's where you start to develop as a player in general. You're gonna have to learn these tech, and you have to learn how to get good in the neutral, and you have to learn how to play against higher level players. Like eventually, like you know, you will be there. But if you just give up because Benny 10 times better than Terry, is like you're just gonna fall. Like yeah, like the matchup is bad, but what can you do as a player to be able to mitigate the things that Benny has over you? You know, like if you're able to do that, it makes you a strong player yourself. Like that's why I wish people, and it not just happens in KO, it happens with all other fighting games, and people just resort to what's it called, like you know, just picking a top tier.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. If you have like, every character has a pinnacle, right? Every character has a theoretical maximum, and you can find stuff that's like, you know, loosey-goosey, you can roll out of this situation, you could do whatever, but every character's probably got something when you look deep into it that like you can control a situation or at least create some sort of like short chess strategy, right? Like, all right, he decides to run over here, he decides to do that, then I get to set up this for free. You know, you get like micro advantages, and you have to play so fucking hard when Shun'ei just has to CD, oh, I saw the blue letters on the screen, time to super, right? Like, that's what you're going up against. But if you really want to dive down and find those things, like, that's why I appreciate character specialists so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing is that if you want to win with low tier characters, that's gonna take you a long time.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, the people who pick the top tier characters have won like 10 tournaments already. So that's the thing. You gotta like know that if you're gonna go to a tournament, you're not gonna win.
Yeah, it's like, what are you saying with your $5 when you put it down for your local, right? Like, are you saying I'm gonna win with Banderas, or are you just like, I'm here for the fun? Like, you got to be honest with yourself, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
To not get mad at it, right? Like, if you're like, fuck, like M dash fucked me up. Well, who'd you use? Like, I used Whip and Banderas, dude. I couldn't figure it out. It's like
right? It's like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
You could pick better characters.
Like, I'm sorry, you're fighting M-Dash, dude. Not only does that guy know everything about his characters, but he probably knows more than you about those characters, and that's why he doesn't choose them. Like, you just got homework to do.
Tons of homework. It's hard. You may never win a tournament too, but hey,
Mhm.
if you're in there for fun and you want to show off you got skills and you just want to be flashy and just want to, you know, be the guy who's like hyped for the moment, then play those characters. But if you want to win, you gotta pick those top tier.
Yeah, actually, I was kind of like that. I just wanted to play the characters I like, but then I came to realize while I'm trying to like be good with these whatever characters. For example, Xiaohai has won 20 tournaments, while I get into 4th place, 5th place. So something has to change, and then I started using top tiers. Because you're actually like nerfing yourself by not using the best tools.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of the approach that I had when I picked my team for this game, because I actually got into this game. I've been a Dragon Ball player for ever since the game came out. That was my first fighting game, and then I got to work at Hyperdrive. And that's when I first discovered KOF, like, ever. Like, I've heard stories, you know, you get stabbed at the supermarket when someone beats you or something, whatever, I don't know. But, like, it was my first time, and I fell in love with the game, and I was watching between, like, all the characters and what they could do. I was like, I love Benimaru, I like Shun'ei, I like Iori, I like Alice, I like Mary. Like, everything I went to was all top tiers, and everyone was like, oh, you're tier whore from the start. And I'm like, oh, God, here it starts. But I mean, like, I look at that, and I'm like, dude, you can't do anything against that. Well, what if I stand still? Then you're standing still. It's my turn. Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to kick you in the face instead. You know, like, I'm already making you think that because my character is scary, like, I don't even know what A does. You could tell me what A means, but I don't know what it does. But you're scared because I chose the character? Like, pre-game? That makes no sense to me. The power top tier.
And actually it happens with the name too. If you face a famous player, you tend to not do your game.
Yeah.
You tend to block only or do stupid stuff. So that happens. That happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. Like it's so I was pretty much in that same shoes, exactly like how you said it, and I was playing other players like, oh man, I know he's good, and then like when you give someone too much respect, you don't do anything because you expect them, because you give them so much respect where they just run all over you and they disrespect you, right? There has to be a balance. You still have to respect who you play because you have to be aware of their capabilities, but at the same time you have to still be disrespectful enough where you aren't playing stupid, you're doing what you could do, and you have to be able to actually put up a fight. You still have to try your best to be able to beat the player, because I know there was a time where like, man, like let's just say I would play Reynold, and I mean he's a fantastic player, and when I played Reynold and Mr. KOF, I gave them too much respect and they just like ran over me. So I was like, and I told myself like, why? I didn't even fought back. Like they executed their game plan. I didn't even get to play. I didn't even get to try. I didn't even get to try where it got to the point where I got to experiment or even like try to condition them, you know? And when you fall like in that spot where you just do dumb things or don't do anything, you're not even playing the game at that point. You're just a dummy that just holding block once in a while or pressing a button.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't fear it at the same time. You have to find a way to break out of it. I think that's where like labbing comes in, right? Like you can't. Somebody told me one day, it was for Dragon Ball, but I mean I'm pretty sure it still applies. But like when you fight Reynold, you have to shut your brain off and fight the character, because he's going to condition you in like 10,000 different ways that if you watch what he's doing here, he's just you're done. Like if you're watching his hands do that kind of thing. So you have to be able to be like, I'm not fighting M Dash, I'm fighting Benimaru. Like I know what, like this Benimaru is probably one of the best, but if I'm gonna win, I have to be able to scratch that from my head and just go in full force and believe that I can at least defend myself. And then from there opportunity will show. Or you'll just get smoked.
Actually, yeah, that is actually it. You as a player have to realize that in a video game there are not rules, there are laws, and laws cannot be broken. And you cannot make a character do something whatever you want to do. So the character has startup, recovery, and active frames. So that's why you gotta focus on. And the player habits, but the most important is how the character is.
Yeah, if you can punish what the character is and you know, like, oh, they did that, you can start picking up on the character habits, and that just enhances the strength of, like, the information you have of, like, this move sucks. So if he does it, then he doesn't know it sucks, or I'll punish it so he knows it sucks. And you shut down options. Man, KOF's sick, dude.
Yep. Actually, I remember when Reynold was playing this game, he was like spamming the kicks from Robert because nobody punished them. Nobody knew how to get out of them. So that's why he kept doing it.
Man, I wish Reynold will come back. I want to see how he does.
I hope he does, man. I really do. It's been a cool minute since
I get the feeling he will. He will.
Yeah, this KOF looks
fire, so hopefully.
Yeah, it looks like it's a good trade between like the older ones too. When it comes, I mean, maybe not visually at all, but it looks like there's going to be a lot of, if you don't want to do max mode combos, we have something for you. If you want anywhere EX, we have something for you. If you want to just make combo videos by going into raw max and seeing big damage, we have something for you. Like it's got like a little bit for everyone. Like players like Bolt, who normally don't go into max mode like crazy. I've seen it change a little bit more recently. Like he's added a lot more of that kit, but he was doing very, very strong neutral, jump in, and then get his offense started without really using bar outside of super. So going into having EX moves, like the way he was playing before, he's going to have kind of like a new avenue to play with, right? And maybe I never did that when I got into this game, but now someone else has something cool to look at. I just love that they've given so many variety of ways to extend, ways to whatever. I hope they balance them, but I love the amount of variety that they've given. It's kind of took me aside. I was a little surprised.
It's gonna be crazy the first week when it comes out. I mean, like, SK is gonna have to let us figure out the crazies before they start nerfing.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know. What you should do is like watch Japanese streams and check who's the top tier. That's how we know.
That's how we know.
Right?
Just wait for the tier list, right?
Yeah.
M Dash said it. It's true. The power of M Dash.
He's smart. He knows the game in and out very well, and I'm pretty sure he's like one of those guys gonna figure out like the cheap shit. So yeah, I think you could definitely follow him.
Yeah, M Dash is where I get all my tech. So he's my
sure.
dealer, and he doesn't even know it.
I actually like that he doesn't like rely only on tech, but he studies his opponents really well. That's what
definitely
makes him strong.
Yeah, I noticed.
It's crazy
that.
when I see him make this. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. I noticed that when I was trying to emulate his offense, like there was a lot of stuff that I just wasn't doing that he was incorporating, but I didn't know. Like it looked like random jump Ds or random something else. And as I progressed, and I would like go back and watch again, and I would have this new knowledge of you need to defend your space. This button stops X, Y, Z. And I would just start seeing how he would layer it. I was like, oh my God, like this isn't random movement. This is, I think you're going to jump at me. I think you're going to move right here. I think you're going to, and it's like being able to read his opponent. And then he just gets a full jump command grab. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ahead,
And
Fatboy.
so I was watching like I think it was like a tournament or something like that. Right. And M Dash, he was about to lose to Zhao Hai, and he kind of like was conditioning Zhao Hai where he was making like, okay, looks like he was jumping back when I was doing this, so he kind of like manipulated the situation where like, okay, Zhao Hai is a short hop back and hit a button because he hit me because I jumped with him and he hit me in the air. So now what he did was he ran and Zhao Hai did jump D jump D with Yori. And he was playing Yori. He ran, chased him, and hit crouch B. He knew that crouch B was going to hit. He went into max mode and cleaned out the game. He made a comeback. And I was like, he just knew. He just knew where he was going to move and how he was going to move. And he did that several occasions in tournaments where I'm like, you knew he was going to full jump. Like, it's not like he just ran and he guessed. Like, he ran, you see the full jump, and he knew that like if he kept running, he was gonna be on the other side. As a guy threw a normal, he ended on the other side. Like, I'm like, how are you making reads like this during the neutral? Like, just by moving, I thought that was ridiculous. It's like he conditioned you where he just like 3 to 4 steps ahead of you sometimes in movement. And I don't know how he makes those reads, but it's crazy. Like, it fucks with my mind, and I think to myself like, damn, how come I can't be that good?
Actually, that is just a fast reaction.
You think so?
Because in that example, if the Shanghai doesn't move, he's gonna like stop or do something far away. But while he was running, he saw that the opponent jumped, then he kept running. So those are decisions on the fly. But
I see. But it just happens so fast.
Yeah, and if it happens often, is that he's doing that, like he's baiting that jump.
Yeah.
I see. So he was just playing in the mind games, and then we run, and he just waited for like a visual cue, right? And then he just, I guess, like since he was ready for it, it was easier for him to react to it, right?
Yeah.
I see. Cause it just happened so fast. It's like he just kept running, and it like he didn't look like he was like waiting. He paused right here or anything. It looks like a full on commitment, so I thought it looked like a real hard read on movement.
Yeah, it is hard to react to, but if you do it like all the time, it is like just like muscle memory.
Yeah, when you start looking
You don't
for
even
it.
have to think about it.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
you have
because
it
just
in
being
your
familiar
game.
with the situation, huh?
And you gotta remember those gimmicks are offline, so you can react better. You feel like more confident of doing that stuff.
I see. So experience. That's something I need to do because I don't play enough KOF, and I should.
The thing is that in online gaming you cannot do a lot of stuff. Actually, I really try hard to whiff punish while playing online, and I miss almost all the time. But
It's hard.
in offline play, it is really easy to.
Because like literally, like I feel like between 1 to 3 extra frames that you have playing off, it makes a huge difference on even in blocking, right? Like, cause like the way how I block sometimes, like even though I hold down, but then like when I see an overhead, I react by going back. But I feel like when I start playing against certain players where it gets a little too laggy, I can't block overheads like that. Like go down for like a split second and then go to neutral and hold back. Where like when I play online, I just feel like I just have to hard read an overhead and just hold back if there's too much delay in between.
Yeah, that happened to me when I played Sojiro. I had to predict that he was going overhead a lot.
It is
Alice
hard.
overhead is
Yeah.
unblockable, coast to coast. Party
It seems that way. It doesn't even matter. Their overhead's like the best.
And they nerfed her overhead. It was faster.
What?
Yeah, right. 3 frames. Yeah, it was faster by 3
Yeah.
frames. I remember.
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah,
it was
it was
only 3 frames. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
It was
Ah,
3 frames
Frame
faster.
overhead.
I think some characters, I think Keel was like that too. I think they nerfed Keel's overhead if I remember correctly.
I think Kyo needs it sped up though.
Yori
It'd
needs
be
to sped
nicer.
up.
Yeah, Iori definitely needs it sped up. That's true. Overheads are universal 22 frames. Oh, okay. That makes more
Yeah.
sense.
And also far Ds or moves where they became low invincible, they became punishable. Well,
I noticed.
almost every move.
Like Keel lost it, and I was like, why? Like, I thought like it should have been rewarded because they're mashing crouch B.
A lot of people were complaining about Kyo at that time.
They were, yeah, but I mean, like, if you just had to block and be aware, but if you're mashing crouch B, that was a button to blow it up. It's like you shouldn't be mashing crouch B. I don't know. That's just like it just looks so weird how like he lifts and he goes up a little bit, right? And then a crouch B beats him. It's like, bruh, my character went like it's lifted in air doing his kick. Why does he get punished by a crouch B? It is meant to low crush. But yeah,
Actually,
I don't like that change.
The most complaints I got about Kyo were the jumped out C, because I don't really know, but I get the feeling that when you manage to hit that move, it got like 10 or 15 frames of hit stun. So you could hit from the top of the screen and then land and do a combo. And
I remember that.
about that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was pretty ridiculous.
It still feels like a lot when you get hit. You're like, oh, okay, he dropped the combo. Wait, what? I'm still being comboed? I could imagine if it was like way worse than that.
Actually, it was almost like an instant overhead, because you could do a hop and instantly do down C, and if it hits, you could land and do a combo.
Damn.
And they nerfed that.
I think that's a little necessary. Yeah.
Yeah,
That probably was a lot of fun
needed.
though for a little bit. It's probably
Hell
a lot of
yeah,
fun.
you were so oppressive, especially when you put him in a corner.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, my chair is not wanting to cooperate with me today. It won't slide when I try to slide it.
As much as I would love to keep going on talking about like these things, but I think like it's already like 8:21, so I sorry to trying to push it for other because I have other questions I want to ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we touched up about I guess like mindset and all that stuff, learning about people's mentality, the things they're looking for. I definitely learned from this discussion and also. So I want to move on to what about online tournaments? I noticed that like you know how back then Violent Kain people were like, man, online sucks, and you know pandemic hits. Now all we play is online, right? So how do you feel about online, and what you think that we could do? Because I love to like to be honest, when I did Yuri and Friends and when Sanchez doing the come up to help new players and stuff like that, and then like I started noticing like you know like you iDash and other notable players start playing in my tournament, it made me happy, and I was like, damn, people are actually interested in online tournaments, and I wasn't expecting it. So how do you feel about online tournaments, and what can we do as a community to gauge interest to like amazing players like El Rosa, Dachimo, no, like we still got more people from the Texas crew if I remember. Like I haven't seen DCO for a while. And like what can we do to as a community to gauge people's interest to come and support the online tournament?
Well, first of all, online is still sucks.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
100%.
100.
The thing is that the situation got us in a place where it was the only thing you could do. So you had two options: join online tournaments or not play at all. So I get the feeling like that's why online became a huge thing these times. Saying that is that, well, when you join a tournament, you gotta realize what you're gonna expect, because a lot of people get salty because they say, "Oh, this guy has a lot of lag," and so on. And I tell people that when you sign into an online tournament, you know you're gonna get a lot of lag.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with it. I actually from the start, and nice deal, because when I changed to the hitbox, it was like a new world for me, and I had like to get used to lag again, because it is not the same feeling. So
Yeah.
when this pandemic started and online tournament grew, I had to like get used to online. So you gotta practice a lot. You gotta change the mindset. You gotta predict moves. Because you cannot react to it anymore. So that's the thing. That's the thing that players do not realize. They think that they can play the same as they do offline, and you cannot. It is a different gameplay.
There's a lot of times I get
Uh,
smoked trying to react to anything, and I'm like, oh, wait, dumb. Like,
mhm. Yeah, you gotta think about those things. And for newcomers, I just tell them, you gotta play a lot. If you want, play with me. Even if I bother you, don't feel bad, because that is normal. When I started, I got bought by everyone. But the thing is that I kept going. A lot of people just say, fuck this, I'm not gonna keep playing. And they quit. That's the problem, people quitting. So keep going. And another thing is join tournaments. Because when you join a tournament, and let's say for an example, if someone DPs you a lot, In a casual game, you're not gonna care, but in a tournament, you're gonna care, and you're not gonna forget it. So in the next tournament, you're gonna take care of your jumps. So that's why I tell people join tournaments, no matter what. Even if you go 0-2, you're gonna learn something,
Yeah, it's
and
always
that's
good
what I would
experience.
say to newcomers.
Yeah, that's how exactly I feel too. Like exactly how you explained it, exactly how I feel. It's the reason why, like back then, I stopped playing 14. Like I did like the game, but it's just like I hated online because I used to play when I was learning KOF. I was learning. I think one of the main KOFs I started to like try to learn a lot was Dirt Team, and when I played that offline a lot, then when I started to play 14, I was like, the netcode sucks. I only want to play West Coast players, and I hate the delay. But then after a while, I did get used to it. But 14 did help me become a much better like KOF player in general because I did learn a lot. And I agree, like always, like if you just play in a tournament, even though you get washed, you're still gonna learn something because like if you come in a tournament where you're still, I mean, you have to have a healthy mindset, especially if you don't like online, right? Like you have to balance with like, hey, look, online is for fun, but I'm still always gonna try my best. That's how I always have my mindset. Because like I know if offline it may be different, but just take what you could get from it, right? I mean, there's still something to gain from it, even though it may not be the best, but it's all we got right now because we can't like huddle together in an offline scene and stuff like. But there's still something you could gain from it. Like when people say you can't learn shit, it's like I think that's bullshit because like you're gonna learn about your bad habits. Yeah, like there's gonna be a little delay, but you as a player, like let's be real, like like it's still it's adjustable if it's playable, right? Like you can play in a match. I was like, oh, there's like 2-3 frames of delay. I think it's fairly playable.
Yeah,
But if it's like, I guess if it's like 7, like when it starts hitting like 4 to 7, I was like, yeah, that might be rough. So I can see why you don't want to take it seriously. But that's why like when I throw Yuri and friends, like we don't really charge people online tournaments. We don't charge people. I try to like I get the community donates money for everyone to come play, have fun, and I just want everyone to like play for fun. It's not like I don't want people to take it too seriously because I feel like if you take it too seriously when it's if it's an online tournament, it kind of becomes unhealthy and people they end up being like the worst of themselves, and I have seen that happen. But like, yeah, I just wish that people will play online tournament. I'm pretty sure there's something you can learn from it and just come and have fun. Like,
And actually, when you go to offline tournaments, you gotta pay for the venue and to sign up to the tournament. In an online tournament, you don't spend anything, even like going somewhere. So I don't see the problem about joining online tournaments. It's free, man.
yeah, it's free,
right?
and you get like, especially if you're new too. Like joining tournaments is great because you get to meet people. Like, well, I think one of the biggest barriers to getting into fighting games is no one knows what us guys are talking about when we say jump CD into level 2 super or something like that. It takes them a while to find the thesaurus and like break it down. So finding people who you can just communicate with and be like, hey, I'm a beginner, and then they throw you that wall of text and you're like, all right, that guy's not for me, who's next? Like, I need some other help. That's a very important part of the process and the journey, at least in my opinion.
I actually seen comments about. I don't know really how the scene in the US is, but I have seen comments that they say like if they are rookies or new to the game, people like don't want to play with them.
That's
So
absolutely
that is
true.
really weird for me.
So I actually have not a story about it, but like a generalization that I can say. There's like several groups of different cliques of players who are like up at the top, right? For like this, like for every game, right? And anytime that I would like go to a new game, and this happened like 6 different games too, where I'd just be like, hey, I'm new, I want to learn. They would like find the guy who just got here like the day after me or before me, and they'd be like, talk to him. And like after I got better, then it would be like, let me talk to you. So that's why I think too that KOF was so refreshing, because I met FatBoi and Battle Spectrum there, and they were open arms, like, let's teach you the game, and they like followed through and they did it. Like, this is the first community that's actually in SoCal that actually helped me get better, instead of just like, just play more games, or just talk to this guy or something like that. But you're right. It is an actual legitimate thing, and it's happened to me, and it was a source of frustration for 6 months until I found this crew. So shout outs to you, FatBoi. Thanks for not being a dick.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's the way I see it, man. Like, KOF community, we're not Street Fighter, we're not like Marvel. Like, they have big numbers, you know. And we're a smaller community, and like, I'm not saying everyone should follow my footsteps or Sanchez or whoever, but I think, like, you know, since we're a smaller community, I think like it would be good if we as a group could become more welcoming. If we as a group could like cooperate with each other, help each other. I do like rivalry. So if the West and the East want to kill each other, but at the end of the day, they want to like be good friends, throw events, work with each other, help new players, like it will help KOF grow. And like, I don't want it to be in a toxic area where like, oh, freaking some guy was a dick, now this guy doesn't want to play the game with anyone online because he hates the freaking community. You know, like I don't like that, because like you're losing potential players, you're losing a guy who could maybe even bring more players, and eventually these things, they add up. And I want to be able to hit fucking like online. I mean, as much as I love playing with you guys, but let's just be real, like, we play online, we literally run into like the same people over and over. It's like the same 40 people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, you know, no disrespect to anyone, but I do, as like me and myself, I do like seeing fresh faces. I do like seeing new players. I do like seeing new players coming up with crazy shit. Like, how are you gonna find like some guy pull out some bullshit out of his ass with Chang if we just keep scaring people away? We may get one guy welcome in the community, the next thing you know, he has like a monster Chang or Banderas or whatever. Like, how do we see those things if we keep pushing people away? And that's what I try to do differently. Like, you know, my goal is to make KOF fun for everyone. Everyone's welcome. That's why we, you know, how we work as a team to do these beginner tournament, so these people could level up, to have a play field. So I mean, like, sometimes it's nice to have like people at certain levels play each other, even though it's not like top level. But you, like, it makes me proud because I see people improve over time. Like you know, like the Seppi and you and everyone else. You know, it's like, damn, these guys are leveling up. They're getting good. And my goal, even though it is just online, is to get people to start catching up better, like have a better environment to catch up in, so that way when you think you're ready to fight like Violent Kain, like you learn enough about the game where you want to play the next level player, you know, like you could finally get there and do your best and learn, instead of just getting washed and not learn anything. Because there are a point where like you're just a beginner, then when you play someone like Violent Kain, like it's hard to learn. You didn't get to test and try these new things because they're just so much ahead of you, just by conditioning you, and in the mind games they have you like a book. So
I would have contested it if he didn't DP me every time. Jeez.
Right. But so that's my goal, like in general, you know. I'm hoping, like, that's why I'm hoping rollback is good. Like, it sucks that like KOF, one thing I do notice, because I have been watching the scene a lot, like, you know, it just a bunch of small tournaments here and there. It's not like huge like Street Fighter where you could just go to an event and you have like hundreds of players, you know. And like I noticed that like the Team Chaos, or like a lot of people are like family, they have family to take care of. So that's why like I'm trying my best to do online. I mean, I'm still going to support the locals. I want to go to locals, and hopefully there'll be local tournaments, and I'm definitely going to be there, like, you know, like majors and stuff if I can. But I still want to create a group where people who don't have like an opportunity like everyone else, and if like at home online is the best they could do, I just want a spot for them.
Exactly. I 100% agree. I got your back on that too. Anything you need, let me know.
Yeah.
Help out the community, man.
Yeah, I just want us to grow. That's it. That's my goal. If I could do that, it makes me happy.
Yeah, and I think we're doing a
And
pretty good job too. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and actually, you with all the experience you have, if you can help new players, you're gonna like make them not lose the time that you lost when you were learning the game. So
Yeah.
they're gonna get better faster. And actually, the philosophy I have is that even if I play an old player, if he doesn't know how to punish the things I do, I tell him why. Because I want to be pushed, I want to be better. And if people don't punish those things, I'm not going to be better.
Yeah, you
So
don't want to
it
be
helps
king of the
me out, too.
sandbox. You want to be the king of fighters.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you have to expose yourself and your weakness to these certain things in order to grow as a player. And that's why I'm trying to get a lot more people caught up, because like, so that way when people like, that's why like I don't like, I mean, as I do like giving people answers to certain things, but at the same time when I teach people, it's kind of like teaching them how to fish, you know, like so they pick up things and learn on their own, because like it's hard to figure these things out for other players because it could be due to like character matchups and stuff. So I try to give them an idea. It's like, you know, if this character to do this, can you find something similar, for example? You know, like what can you do that could put you in almost a similar situation where you could actually punish this thing. So like that's why like I'm trying to like allow people to be at, you know, each other's level and punish certain things, because like more we got other players at around each other's level, I think the growth, right, of them growing to be much better in general, because like because it's hard to learn at when the levels just too mixed everywhere right now. Like I feel like it's hard for them to learn and there are people who don't really ask questions and ask these things. You get what I'm saying? So they hit a wall where they don't really learn. But if they ask, they will learn, because I seen you guys learn when you guys ask questions. But for the people who don't ask, we see them hit a wall because there's no level like. So I always like I agree with Alex Valle, and he said this like, if you're not really asking questions and stuff like that, and he's seen like the way how people grow in fighting games, because he's been in the scene forever. I mean, he throws tournaments for all kinds of shit, right? He's like, you need someone who is slightly below you, someone at your level, and someone slightly better. When you have people in that range, that's where you grow a lot, actually, because you're practicing the things that you learn, and you're able to work on hit confirms, certain mind games, implementing these mind games or conditioning a bit better against someone who's lower. But then you have someone who's higher than you. That's where you want to tighten up that game plan, and you want to see how he eventually figure out your game plan, punish it, or maybe it may not even work against them. Also, when you have, that's what I'm trying to do. When I'm trying to make sure, like, eventually in KOF, if we have like skill levels like that between more players, we'll definitely see a huge growth in like skill wise on people like gonna start improving in KOF.
Yeah.
Hopefully that works out in the future. That's why we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and you know, and I'm really happy that like Violent Kain, I appreciate you joining all the tournaments, because like I love having the fact like other people who don't who know who you are but never had a chance to play against you, they have a chance to run into your tournament. So I'm really appreciate that you come in and supporting the scene that way. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you for hosting those tournaments, because
I
actually take those tournaments like for training, because as you guys already know, I switched to hitbox, and if I don't use it often, like continuously, I'm not gonna improve. So
yeah,
I use every tournament as an opportunity to push myself up. So that's why I joined.
Nice. That is a motivation. I need to do that. I need to play more tournaments. I need to hop in more lobbies. But it's just so hard balancing out like mini games in general. But I think I'm kind of like where I'm like out of the honeymoon phase for like certain games. So I think I'm gonna try to play more KOF. So another thing I like to move on. Speaking of like tournaments and stuff like that. What do you think about us moving to PS4? Do you think we should do it? If we continue doing
it. You should definitely do it. There are more people to play with.
And I'm pretty sure other people out there would love to join and probably have an opportunity, of course, to play someone at your caliber and meet other players. So that's what I was thinking too. Like, to be honest, if it wasn't for throwing these tournaments, I would have one, I probably would have never been talking to you. So I'm grateful for that, and but yeah, like I think like me throwing this thing, because back then I used to be like kind of more of like a shy person, but right after that, like start doing events for community. I've been learn I guess like not get to know more people, and it's been a blast. I've been having a lot of fun just like meeting new people in the KO community, and it's great. And that's why the one thing I want to keep doing this is I just want to bring us together and have hopefully other people meet other people too within the community.
Yeah, that would be great because actually there are lots of players who want to enter Steam tournaments and they cannot. But you're gonna meet a lot of people who are really, really good in the PS4 community.
Hell yeah. All right. Sounds good. I'm going to try to use that as a motivation because I've been lazy, but I've been having it on the back of my mind. Party Barge, and he's in chat. We had the idea to do it, but I think my fat ass is lazy, and I hope he get off his ass and help me out on this bullshit because we were talking about it for a while. So I see you.
Yeah.
I see you there, Party.
You could do both tournaments, like one for Steam and one for PS4, and you're gonna have like better assistance with the PS4 tournament. There are gonna
Sounds
be
good.
more players than on Steam. I actually was doing one day of Steam casual matches, and I got like 3-4 players only. And on PS4 I can get a 12 room full of players. So I stopped doing Steam lobbies because of that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully the PS4 turnout will be great. I guess like since you know the PS4 community more, I guess when I make the flyer, I'll ship it out to you, and if you think people who are interested, you could just send them the flyer if you don't mind. Then let's see if we could gauge like interest on the community with the PS4.
Sure, man.
All right, sounds good. Oh yeah, and
I was about to say it's my turn for a question, man. You.
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, no, my bad. Dude, I saw you stepped out. I didn't see. I think.
Oh
hey,
yeah. I'm sorry.
Like,
I had to.
It's all good.
I had to drain the hatch. But anywho, we're back. What's it called? So I had a question for you. It's along the same thing, right? So with the tournaments that are online right now, I have a few ideas and like a production I'm working on right now on the side. It's getting ready to launch in November. But I kind of want to know, like, what are some of the things that you would want to see from online tournaments that would help them or like help bolster them to other people? Because in my opinion right now, I feel like visually a lot of us are not up to par as like, something like League of Legends that gets people attention even if they don't play the game and stuff like that. So that's what I'm looking at and investing into on my end. But what do you think from your perspective, like, would help people get into online tournaments or get more people to want to just be part of it and participate, even if watching?
I saw that the Battle Spectrum was doing like beginner tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that worked well. I think that should be like a good way to start.
Okay.
And also for the old players, the Material edition is gonna like create interest because let's face it, a lot of players think that time is money.
Yeah.
If they don't get something when they join a tournament, they're not gonna do it. And with Material, you're gonna get more players. You're gonna get always more players joining the tournament.
Yeah, because there's some to fight for now.
Yeah, that's why I always try to throw money. Like every time we throw a tournament, I try to throw money in because you guys come in, you guys play your heart out, you guys, provide entertainment. So people who worked hard got top 3, top 4, or whatever. I make sure you guys eat, man. I want you guys if you guys win, I want you guys eat good,
Yeah.
So I make sure there's a little pop prize for you guys.
Also have a very good schedule because sometimes I've seen a lot of tournaments that the player has to be available at all times because the player doesn't know if they're gonna call them or if it's gonna be like they're gonna have free time.
Yeah.
So adding a schedule is gonna help a lot. Also, up the volume a little because actually the tournament on Saturday it was a little low on volume. So a lot of people, I guess, well, in my end, I couldn't hear a lot of the commentary.
Oh,
So,
my bad. Yeah, I need to work on that. Like, to be honest, like my stream was scuffed because like I just did it for fun. And like, you know, the first bit was like was to test waters, but I wasn't expecting like people it to grow this way. You know, so, like I do have responsibility, and I'm gonna take it to like work the stream quality. Of course, you know how you told me to turn up the gamma, not the brightness. So like I am gonna do a test stream in the future, like because like usually like on Saturdays. I try to make it Saturdays when there's no events, or maybe Sundays. I like doing first to fives, and I do it so I could level up, and maybe if more people join, I try to set up matches between people, like, you know, people between each other's level, or if anyone wants a piece that was someone, they could call each other out and just play on stream. So that's the day I'm gonna be testing out, like, you know, tweaking the stream stuff.
Actually, a great idea. I saw this on the Samsha community.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot remember the streamer name right now, but they did like FT10 sessions, and then afterwards they give like feedback to the players, and that could be really good for newcomers.
That's my goal. Like I would love to do that. Is so right now, since you know how I'm just trying to grow as like, you know, like a small streamer. I was hoping like eventually I keep doing this. Lately I've been inconsistent, but I should keep going. I'm trying to like do it where my channel grows and more KOF player joins. Because if I get more KOF players interest and, you know, show up when they can, like when I do these streams first to fives or first to 10, I'm hoping, you know, like maybe like if, you know, if you would like to, you could join one of these days on Saturday. They could play against you. They could give you feedback, or if there's someone like Pierce, because I know Pierce is always hungry. Shout out to him. You know, or other players who are good in general, if they want to play against like whoever, like you guys are welcome to play against each other. And if people like who want to learn, like play like certain players first to 10, if you guys play each other, maybe like me, you, Nate, or whoever, you know, could give players feedback. Because a lot of players, they are looking ways to improve in KOF, and not a lot of people were like spend the time to give feedback. And, you know, like just talking to you, Violent Kain, in general, like just in this podcast, you taught me things I didn't know, and I just saw things with like, you know, a different perspective, and I was like, wow, maybe this is something I need to work on. So, you know, like if you ever got time, if you're interested, you know, like Saturdays are the days I will be doing on the weekends or whatnot. But yeah, that's my goal, is to help players grow with those first to five, give them feedback if they ask for it. And I want to do like Nate, like what he wants to do too, and I want to help him out on it. Like if we could get, I'm hoping the KOF community continues to grow 14, because it is growing right now. I have seen players that I never seen before. So what we want to do like fight cards like UFC, where we get like two players really close to each other level, and we want to stream it. And, you know, like I don't know who else plays on Steam that is like around your level besides I.
Just a heads up, Fat Boy, we weren't announcing that part yet.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, well, you got some shit coming in November. The rest of the package is what's worth it.
Sorry, I was just so hyped, and I'm into the moment. So
you're good, dude.
Bad.
Hey, you know what? I don't blame you 100%. It's all good. That didn't give too much away. There's so much more, so it's okay.
But yeah, like eventually, as we
that
keep
could be
going,
that could be just like a teaser.
Yeah, that's the teaser right there. Oh, trust me, I'm putting up, dude. I cannot express to you. I'm sorry, I'm hijacking your question, but like I cannot express to you how little sleep I've had the past 3 weeks between creating music, talking to people, getting commissions done. Dude, I'm so tired, and I'm not even halfway done, and I'm fucking stoked. I'm so happy with what I'm about to be bringing to y'all. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
It's all good. But yeah, I'm hoping eventually I'll grow my channel and more people will tune in, and maybe we'll have like, more players like Violent King show up and like have really high level exhibition matches. So I hope that maybe one day you could participate in them, Violent King, and then that'll be pretty sick,
Sure, man. Just tell me when, and I'll be there.
Sounds good. So we got some surprises. Well, not surprises anymore. I spoiled it. But we got some good content in the future for everyone.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do. You know what the best part is that's not even like the part that's a surprise. That's just like the
That's just a
core
tease,
concept.
I hope.
Yeah. No, that's just the core concept. Trust me. The rest of it is what makes it worth it.
For sure.
Yeah, so let's see. Okay, so I have a question here that was I pulled a couple people before I had you on here. I wanted to ask with somebody who is at the level where they're approaching good and they start plateauing, right? Okay, wait, that's so broad. Let me make this a little bit more straightforward. So the point when a player is starting to understand they need to be making decisions in neutral, and they need to be creating a game plan that deals with the opponent's defense, a lot of people start to get really, really walled there, and they'll go into things like they start randomly DPing right there, or they'll start like, that feels like the part where it all shatters and falls apart. And I've always told people, like, you should try to just lab out the situation, but sometimes the situation is so deep, it's like after Kukuri's combo and then he throws an EX move to juggle you out, how do you defend it? Like, when you get to that level, right, what kind of advice do you start to give people who are stuck at that plateau?
Actually, it is funny because there's exactly the same situation with a player right now that joins me streams, and I tell him, well, when you're like applying pressure to the the player, he tends to like in the gaps he tends to DP or try to jump or roll. So I tell him, if you're gonna roll, spend the bar. Don't roll like roll because you're gonna get punched. And if you do a DP, you're just committing suicide. So
yeah,
like, and he told me that's because I don't feel like comfortable. I feel like I have to run away. And I told him, you have to learn how to block. And there are like 3 or 4 players in the stream who does that, and I tell them, learn how to block. And actually there's a practice that almost nobody applies, that play with someone and only block, and try to block until the time runs out.
People don't believe me, and then
try
I
to
tell
block
them
all
that's
the
a good idea.
mix-ups. Yeah,
Sorry, you're
that's
right.
actually the best idea for learning how to block. And when you learn how to block, you're gonna feel like with less pressure, and you tend to decide better. So that's really the advice: learn how to block. And actually, when I go to tournaments in the US, I hear comments like, KOF players don't like to block. And that is not true. That's the game is fast paced, and that's why they don't see a lot of people blocking. But there are instances where it happens. There are players that don't feel confident with blocking, or even if you put him in the corner, they want to get out almost instantly because they don't know how to block. They don't feel comfortable. So that's why those players need to practice.
Yeah. Well, I think that's solid
And
advice.
actually, when you learn how to block, it automatically it's gonna make you better at your offensive.
Yeah,
Because I remember that the situation in when I started playing competitively was in KOF 13. I've been playing KOF all my life, but I decided to join tournaments until 13. So when you push the opponent into the corner, I felt myself pressured because I was close to the opponent and he could do like a standing D, standing C, and then turn it into a combo that I just automatically backdash and gave them
That's
space.
my problem right now. That is literally my problem right now.
That's because you feel uncomfortable with blocking.
Yeah.
So you have to get better at blocking, and then everything will like get better.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of times I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm trying to make a decision here in the corner. Like Kyo has got the perfect jump CD space that I can't hit it unless I predict it, and then if I whiff, he's got stand D. I'm put myself in that chess game, and I'm thinking like, what the hell do I do? And then I take one step forward and wait, and like the entire situation changes. Like he's now got the cross up possibility and other stuff, but the moment that he decided to jump and cross me up, I was able to run out. Like I did one thing, I just stepped forward and blocked, and then it created a movement on the other side. Like I didn't have to commit to a DP, I didn't have to commit to whatever. Like I'm starting to see these kind of gaps start to appear because I'm trying something different while deciding that I still need to like be safe. Not run block, but just step forward once. Let's see if I can close this gap. See what he does. Stuff like that. But yeah, backdashing on your own offense, that's probably one of the biggest the biggest problems I have.
Yeah. I have seen a lot of people doing that, and I did that when I was learning. So it was like when I realized that I made that mistake, I was like, I gotta like find a way to feel comfortable, and when you actually when you know what the character is capable of, that's what I was saying, that you have to learn the character. You're gonna start feeling confident, and then you're gonna say he's in the corner and he can do this and this and this. So I feel safe doing these other things.
Yeah, just like you were
So
talking
that makes
about
you
jump
feel
over
more
Terry,
comfortable.
right? Like
Yeah.
that kind of thing. That's the confidence that's going to build your offense up.
That is
Well, thank
actually
you.
that actually what I'm just saying helped me on Sanction, because there were the scene here in Mexico is like very dramatic,
Dramatic?
and yeah, and because I was winning, these guys didn't want to play me anymore.
Oh no.
So what I did was just living and entering tournaments in the US, and that's what it helped me out, because sometimes when I didn't know what a character was capable of, I just laughed and I checked all his options and did it like hundreds of times so I could learn them, and in a real match I felt like more confident, so I could pressure more. So that is the meta of all fighting games.
So this actually, I didn't have this prepared before, but this is like kind of goes along with what you're saying. So with you trying to be confident into shutting down your opponent's like ideas and stuff, what level of understanding do you feel is your standard for, I know what I need to do to be able to fight this character in tournament? Like, do you need to know everything? Do you need to know like splinters of this goes into this? Or like, what would you say is like your standard of grasping and understanding that?
At first, it's like just search for the most common things players do with that character.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it is like get your own experience. When you get hit by some mix-up or some kind of gimmick or even a jumping the character does, just because the character is different, you cannot notice on time. Practice that, and that is it.
And just keep adding that to your kit over and over, and then it'll accumulate. So there's no like, I need to lab and know this amount of stuff. That's basically like, this is what people like to do, this is what he can do, this is what I found. Let's see what other people do. And then you slowly just build your defense against a character from there.
Yeah, that is exactly.
I like that. I like that a lot. It's simple. I can tell it to everybody. Everyone will understand.
It's really
crazy.
simple, but the problem is that people... Actually, I was talking about this in another podcast, that when I went to Taipei, I went with two really great 98 players, Mexican players.
Mhm.
But these players do not laugh and do not know about frame data.
Yeah.
So when I asked them,
Okay, hey, there you go. Oh my God, that's crazy, man. I don't know. I think you guys have seen me do this a couple times. I hear like a rumbling because I have this music going in the background and it's a little like loud in my ear, and I hear, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And it's just a flash of light through a blackout curtain, and then boom, everything went down. My power box went up, and I saw everyone stop talking, and I was like, no, this cannot happen.
actually in the chat they were saying that I shouldn't disclose that info.
Oh, that's not right. You gotta leak it. You gotta let me know.
There's no problem, but I do not remember what I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but that's a-okay. We'll go back to the tapes one day and we'll find it out.
Okay.
Let's see. So, FatBoi, I know you had a question you were trying to ask before I cut you off, maybe like 20 minutes ago.
No, it's, to be honest, it really summed everything up. It all came together.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, sir?
Oh no, I was saying like whatever we that when you asked Violent Kain those questions, it summed up everything together, like how people level up and all that stuff, the advice you gave them, and like little things like that. So it pretty much got touched up on.
Yeah, I really want to make content that's going to be able to be easily digestible, that people who don't play fighting games can see and go, oh, this is entertaining enough that I can pick up the controller and learn this ridiculous Benimaru combo he just sold me as a car salesman, and just dumb stuff like that. Like, I want to do that, and being able to find the ways to teach people, like, hey, this is the way through it, and me personally go through it. I can like share my side of the journey on it and make it fun. So like this whole talk has been like super wonderful. I really appreciate it, man.
Oh, Lou brought it up. He said 98 players not using frame data.
There you go. Oh yeah, I wanted to hear this story. Yeah.
So I asked them about it, and they didn't know. So, and when the tournament, this was before the tournament. So we got into the tournament and they lost against the Chinese players.
Yeah.
And I told them, you know why you lost? Because you didn't know that was positive. I could see that move was positive, and you kept trying to like press button or do something, and you didn't realize about that. And then the problem is that what I was going with it is that there are lots of players who don't like to study. They just want to play and learn along with it. But the thing is that times have changed, and almost everybody studies. And that player that spends the time studying frame data, studying hitboxes, studying like mix-ups, gimmicks, whatever, it's gonna get better faster than those who just like playing, because those players who study are gonna realize about their mistakes faster than the other ones.
It's like that old saying, like, if everyone is strong, then being strong doesn't mean anything. If everyone's smart, then being smart doesn't mean anything, right? Like if you're going up against someone where you have so much experience of playing without frame data, at the moment that they throw the one quiz at you that you need to know the math problem, like that's when you start getting destroyed. And having like a good spread in between all that is really important, even at the base level, right? You start learning, oh, these 4 moves that this character does, now it's my turn. You don't have to learn everything. Like, oh, he's +2 here, that means I get a micro walk back or something instead. You know, like, you don't need to know all that right off the rip. That's stuff that you'll learn later. But I do like that. Like, you have to have a little bit of everything just to make it up.
Yeah, and things you could learn like by just playing. You could learn them in 3 years. You could learn them in 3 hours by just analyzing the data.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes like better players, like top players top, because every little thing that you throw at them, they have like every little answers, or they have like every little information. Eventually it adds up to tons of information, and you'll be like, oh, usually people don't know how to figure out how to deal with this, but they got one thing you never seen before, and then all of a sudden, like, it fucks with your mind, It's like, wow, I can't do this. Actually, he knows, like, the dead space of it. He knows that, like, he's plus, but he knew his option, even though like it was plus because due to certain matchup, because he could do this as with character X, and character B can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
All these little things just adds up.
And another thing, a lot of players don't do is watch the tapes, because let's face it, we don't like watching us lose.
We do
But
here.
the
We
thing
do
is-
here.
Oh yeah, we do here.
That's how I actually got started on Twitch. Is me and Fatboy. I was like, Fatboy, roast me, get me better, and we're gonna do this in front of everyone. And then we started doing it for all the beginner tournaments, and then my schedule got crazy. So, but yeah, no.
And that is a good
got
thing,
to.
because that in that way you know what are you doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of players, and actually here in Mexico City there are lots of players who don't like doing that. They keep making the same mistakes. So that is like a basic thing you have to do. You learn how. You need to learn how to face that fact, and that's how you're gonna improve.
Yeah, definitely. I see that all the time. Like, that's why sometimes, like, I haven't watched the tournaments that like, what's it called, like, that I just had in the past. But usually, like, every time I throw a tournament, I play, I lose, I go back and watch those matches that I lost, and I'm like, I could have done this. I was out of practice. My reaction wasn't that great. Why? Like, I stopped playing, and then I learned, like, oh, like, due to lag, you couldn't block like that. You knew the overhead was coming. Why didn't you just stand block it? Like, going crouch to back to neutral, and with the lag, like, especially with 4 frames delay, it's too late. Those 4 frames already tagged you when he's doing like Heinz overhead. Like, in this situation, you just had to knew it was coming. Don't react the way how you would do it, like, as if online or with a good connection. Like, you just have to adapt like that.
Mm-hmm. Or even you don't have to watch the tape. Even when you play, when you end the tournament, when you lost, and you already know what was your mistake. But the thing is that, I don't know, you feel lazy to practice it, and you just think, I'm gonna do it better the next tournament. But it's gonna be the same if you don't practice it.
Yeah. No, that's exactly why I want to play more KOF, because I knew I was neglecting and I wasn't practicing. And it's because, like, so I have like friends playing all sorts of like different games that I play with them. So it's like, so it's trying to bounce out with, like, this game, that game, socializing. Then, like, Diablo 2 came out for remake, and it was like my childhood, like, love game, and I'm on like a little honeymoon phase where, like, I stood up to like 2-3 a.m. just playing the same stupid game.
Just a couple more spins, bro.
Just a couple more
couple
spins,
more.
but I mean, it's kind of gotten to the point where I'm okay, where, like, I could stop now, but but after this tournament, is like, nah, I got a huge motivation where, like the days where I don't have to, like, because I play World of Warcraft with my friends because they all play it. Like, on Tuesday and Thursdays, like, I have to be there and play with them. But if it's not on those days, and there's like times, if I could play KOF on a Monday night, Wednesday, maybe I might start doing more Fridays. At least I want to try to make it where I stream once a week, either on a Saturday or Sunday, and I want to do those first 2 fives, and hopefully people come could make it, get a piece, train with me, train with other players. It's just gonna be a training grounds, pretty much like a sparring zone for everyone who's just trying to like improve in KOF. That's how I want these streams to be when I do the first to five.
Yeah, man, that'll be good for the community, dude. Like just getting more like player exposure too, right? Like everyone who's wanting to play KOF, if you've chosen to pick up KOF 14 right now, and you're not playing it because you're trying to win esports money. You're playing it because you like the game, or you want to get into it, or you want to get known, or whatever. Practice for 15, get ready for it. Like we have a very different audience than most of the other FGs right now, if that makes sense. Unless you guys think I'm wrong. Like the audience that we have is mostly people who are like deep in it already, and they're ready to like get their name out there, or they want to throw sets and fight a lot and stuff like that.
Like I think it's just KOF right now in this current state. I feel like it's just the people who like KOF and they just want to get deep into KOF. But this is where I'm trying to make it as a practice zone for us, like, because we're new with the starting, like, trying to grow the scene and do all this stuff. And right now this is just a practice zone for us, and when 15 is gonna hit, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see tons of new players. So that's why, like, I'm pretty happy that we're doing it now, because like, we are getting a little bit more exposure. More known KOF community members has been coming and chilling with us, so we're just preparing for it. We're gonna see that new wave soon. Maybe not. It's not gonna be now with 14 because it's at the end of this lifespan. People are waiting for 15 because it's just a couple months away. They got Guilty Gear, they got Melty Blood, or whatever games they're playing. They have it on deck with them right now. They're gonna enjoy that. Then if people who are interested in 15, which it does show like a lot of people kind of are, and I just hope that like the turnout is pretty good when 15 launches. I just hope the netcode doesn't end up being Street Fighter 5 on day one, because no lie, everyone when I played that shit, they were teleporting like it was Dragon Ball, dude. Like the guy was down and he's up in the air, then he just down on the floor already. It's like, I didn't even see you jump, bro. Like, how are you here? So just like if that doesn't happen, I think we're gonna have a good launch, and I'm hoping that'll be the day where it's gonna be our peak to grow and get ourselves out there.
Yeah. Or I'll just have to finally make that KOF taco truck, and I'll go everywhere and just bring it.
Actually, a lot of people in Mexico who stopped playing 14, they are coming back because they just realized that 15 is very similar.
Nice.
So
that's good to hear.
I get the feeling that the community is gonna grow from right now.
Yeah, see, so that's it. That's it right
better.
here. Dude, this is why we need to do shit. This is why we need to host more tournaments. We need to come up with creative things. Like, this is, like, people are coming back, and I want to create the best places for people to enjoy KOF with us. Like, I'm passionate. Friggin' FatBoi's got some crazy deep lore and tech and all this other stuff. Like, we have the whole package. We could all make this, like, a super sick thing for people to get a part of, And
I wish I had the tech. I'm just trying to get people close, like at my level, so you guys, so we can all start leveling up together and start giving Violent Kain a better run for his money, because he's taking our money away from us.
Yeah, taking our lunch money, man.
I know, right?
I'm happy to take it, man.
You should be. You absolutely should be. You deserve that shit. You put in a lot of hard work. You put in a lot of hard work.
It's for you guys. I really appreciate you guys, because to be honest, like, we all make it's all of us that makes the scene grow, and players to coming up, playing in tournaments, putting on a show for us. That's why I always say I appreciate that you guys come in here and kick each other's ass, because there's money to be fought for.
Yeah.
And I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. I'm just happy that people had fun, and at the end of it, that puts a smile on my face.
Yeah, and actually, it is really cool that we can have more tournaments, because at the end of it, we all learn something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That Violent Kain is
I'm
taking our
always-
money
for
again.
me, for entering the online tournaments, yeah, the money is not the most important. It's
Yeah.
that I get better.
Amen.
I actually I always try to like stop getting heat from something and be better at some gimmicks and know some strange characters, because in online there are lots of people who play the strange characters. So that's one of the reasons I joined to online tournament.
It's
That
definitely
is
good to
true.
get
'Cause
practice against a variety.
I say that's true because like when you start playing like offline, I think like people who are more serious and they play off, they play the characters that are more into the meta, you know, like characters that they think that will net them the win. Most likely they're going to play them because they're the cheap characters. They're going to win with them, has a higher chance. So once they want to get better results, they're going to stick to them, of course. And that's what like online, while I just play for fun and like, you know, most of us are like, fuck, you know, I want to play Terry. I have fun with Terry, so I'm just gonna rock it out with Terry. I play online. I don't get like, I'm not too serious about like being the best in KOF. So eventually, like you keep playing, you keep learning, and you discover new tech and stuff like that. So that's why you run into like more of the crazy characters, like not compared to like your meta characters, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're nearing the end of the podcast here. Before we say final goodbyes or anything like that, I wanted to know, do you have anything, Kane, that you might want to say or talk about before we wrap up, or some you might have wanted to touch on today?
I think I touched almost everything that I wanted to say. I'm just really excited for KOF 15. Let's hope that SNK listens about the complaints that people have put out in the social networks, and I'm really confident that it's gonna be a really good game. I get the feeling that it's gonna be as big as 13 was, maybe even bigger. And if you wanna play with us with the Tengu X Crew team, you're welcome. Play with us.
Rad.
I don't mind if you're a newcomer, and if I can help you, I'll be happy to do it, because someday you can help me out. And
Hell yeah, that's why I've been doing it like this too, you know. But I'm glad that you're on board at this, doing the same thing. Appreciate it.
yeah, sure. Whenever you want, guys. I stream from Wednesdays to Sundays, and at nights at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. more or less. And then if you got questions, or if you want, just join the lobbies, then come in. You're welcome.
Hell yeah, man. We'll take you up on that offer
Hell yeah,
for sure.
sounds good.
We
Yeah, for sure.
I know I need to play people who aren't my training partners who know my autopilot already. I need someone to discover it in 2 rounds and then have to break it after that instead. Give me like a minute of breathing room. But man, okay. So, FatBoi, do you have anything on your list?
Pretty much touch up to everything. I just want to say, you know, thanks for everyone for tuning in. Thanks for Violent Kain, especially you taking time off for you know your own time to come in here, talk to
Thank you,
us, you
guys.
know, meet like new people who are getting to the KOF scene and all that stuff. I'm glad to like you know have someone at your caliber, you know, like coming here in with us.
Thank you, guys. And as I said, whenever you want, I'll be there.
Absolutely, man.
Sounds good, man. Hell yeah.
Well, once again, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciated your company today. I think you gave a lot of good insight, too, to players who are trying to be on the come up, people and myself as well. You know, like, there's a lot of good knowledge in here that as I get this uploaded to YouTube, people will be able to see over time. And yeah, I just think you have great words of wisdom, man. And I hope everyone at home enjoyed this talk we had today, including the power outage. It was exciting. So we're going to.
It happens to me a lot, so.
Oh, happens to you a lot?
understand.
Yeah, streaming's always a blow up. There's always something going on. We're gonna transition sometime shortly into the after party, thunderstorm permitting. So I'm gonna put the "be right back on" stream sign. But it'll probably be like 10-15 minutes while I get an extra power source sorted away. So once again, thank you guys so much for coming by today. I really appreciate it. Y'all, thank you guys so much for being here with me today. It was so much fun. Like, this is probably the most fun podcast I've had so far. It's been cool.
All right, see you
I
guys.
love talking tech.
I'll take off too.
Yeah, thank you.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.